Okay, welcome to the Dublin Academy of Maths again. Right, now this seems quite a lot of work to be doing, but anyway, it'll be good for you. It's good to work with all this, so just practice. So if you do 75% of these questions, you will definitely get a B. Definitely. Okay, now the first, I'm going to do factors this time. So we're at Series 1, Episode 5, and it's Junior Cert Higher Level Maths. And first of all, we're doing factors, so we'll be factorise these. Okay, then we've got groups. I'm going to explain groups to you. Okay, so you've got the difference of two squares. That should be a cube. That should be a square. And yeah, and remembering that 1 to the power of 3 is also 1. I'll show you what it is anyway. So we've got groups, and then we've got quadratic equations. Now these quadratic equations don't need a formula, okay? So you're looking at the 2 now, you see how they're starting to get a little bit more difficult. Well, if you practice with these, you will, this brings you all the way into university. Functions and especially quadratic equations to find the solutions to. And the next is question 3b, paper 1, 2011, factorise this. It's groups, it belongs to the groups. Okay, you get the common element. Okay, so you've got two common elements there, D and C, but you have to combine them in such a way. I will give you an example of how to show that. And then you've got 4b, paper 1, also in 2011, and you've got x squared minus 1, factorise this also, which would be the difference of two squares. And also you've got group here, groups, so it's all about this groups, common element, and then you've got a quadratic equation here. Okay, now today I'm going to go through now with the factors. So the first factors I'm going to start off you with is the difference of two squares. Okay, so if you have anything to the power of two numbers to the power, so if I have 9 x squared minus 1, well, I know that I have, this is the template. So this template, if I have something that I can square individually, I can follow this template. So if I can do 9x squared minus 1, I can change that to 3x all to be squared minus 1 all to be squared. Do you understand? And then I follow my pattern. It's the first term minus the second. So this is my first term, this is my second term. So it becomes 3x minus 1 times 3x plus 1. So it's the first minus the second, times the first plus the second, 3x plus 1. And that's your answer. So that is that simplified. Okay, 9x squared is its factors. So if you multiply those two out, you will get back to your original question. Right, so that's the difference of two squares. Quite easy, that one. But now you've got the difference of two cubes. And it says that if you have independently, if they're cubed, you can factorize those. So I've got x's. So if I factorize them, it's the x plus x. You have to watch this minus. So the minus comes first. Okay? X minus y times x squared plus xy plus y squared. Okay, now let's see if there's any examples here. Right, here we have. So 8a cubed minus b cubed. Okay, so 8a cubed minus b cubed. Now I've got the whole b here is okay, but 8 is not. So what's 8? The cube root of 8. It's what by what by what will give me 8, and it's 2. Okay, so that becomes 2a all to be cubed minus b cubed. Now, following the template, okay, it's the first minus the second. So it's the first minus the second. So it becomes 2a minus the second, b, times the first squared. 2a all to be squared is 2a by 2a. Okay, that means the first term all squared. 2a by 2a is 4a squared. Plus the product of x and y. That means these are the template, x and y. So the product is 2 times b is minus b. Okay, is 2ab. We leave it as a plus. Plus y squared is the second term to be squared, which is plus b squared. Okay, so if you multiply that 2a by all of this, and then minus b by all of this, you will get back to the original answer. And that's all it is. It's just factors. Okay, I hope I haven't gone too low on this one. I'll bring it back up again a bit. And so that's the difference of two cubes. Now we have also the sum of two cubes. Okay, now the sum of two cubes is quite the same. X cubed plus y cubed, if you've got something the same. But you watch your sign. It becomes x plus y by x squared minus xy plus y squared. So you see the minus only changes when it's a plus, it becomes the minus, takes secondary. And when it's a minus, it becomes first. So it's the same template. And then again, so for example, if you had 25 x cubed minus 1. Okay, now let's look at this again. I have to rewrite this because the whole entity has to be, it's 25 times x cubed. So 25 has to become a cube. Okay, and what's the cube root of 25? Sorry, this is the wrong one. It should be 8a cubed. Oh, 8a cubed plus b cubed. We did this the last time. I'm just going last time, so I'll just show you the similarities. We know that 8 is 2a all to be cubed plus b cubed. Now we've got them as we did before, and we just slot them in. The first plus the second. So we've got 2a anyway plus b. Okay, first squared. 2a squared is 4a squared. The product of them, b by 2a, is minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so it's the same question, but it's the product. It's the sum of two cubes. Now, if I had one the last time, if I had, instead of 25, say we had 125 x cubed minus plus 1. Now I know that 125 is also 5x, the whole entity, and 1 to any power is 1. And I can do it again at the first term plus the second plus the first term squared. So 5x squared is 5x by 5x, which is 25x squared, minus the product. 1 times 5x, 1 times 5x is 5x, plus y squared, which is the second term squared, which is, see, I'm following the template here, which is 1, okay, which is 1, okay, and that is the factors of this, okay, and if you multiply them out again, you will get back to your original equation. Right, so that's the sum of two cubes. Now I'm going to do quadratic. I've did quadratic equations with you before, but they're so important that I'm going to keep mentioning them again and again, because anyway, they're in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c. I'm going to give this a rest. So this is this form. Okay, now they must always equal to 0. If you have a number over here, bring it over. Okay, so these are all terms. Letters are related to numbers, integers. Okay, and do I have any questions here? No, at the moment. Yeah, okay. 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. Okay, now here we go again. I'm looking at the factors of 9. I have to factorize my 4x squared. I'm looking at the factors of 9. What's the factors of 9? Let's write down the factors of 9. 3 by 3. Also, we have minus 3 by minus 3. We have a minus number here, so we're only interested in the minuses. Okay? That should be apparent. This is all indicates. Okay, so we needed the minuses. Right? Now we know that 4x can be 4x by x, you know, because that's the factor, but it's also 2x by 2x. Okay? Now, which one of those is going to give me, when I multiply these out, which one of those is going to give me minus 12, the coefficient of the middle term? 4 by minus 3 is minus 12, and minus 3 is minus 15. That's not going to work. So obviously it has to be this one. Okay? And it doesn't matter where you put the minuses, 3's, it still works. Okay? And that's the solution of that. It so happens that they're exactly the same. Look, right? It's 2x minus 3 by 2x minus 3. And that is the same as 2x minus 3 all to be squared. For the solution for that. We'll leave it at that, but that's the simplest form. Right, now, next up is groups. Now, groups here. Okay, so look at these factors here. Let's have a look at these quadratics. So the factors is, we've got the factors of 17. We're interested in the plus factors, so it's going to be 14. It's going to be 7 by 2. There's no other factors of 14. 2x. So it depends on where you put your 7 and your 2. 6x squared minus 11. So I'm only interested in the factors of 3 of the factors of minus 1 by minus 3 will give me plus 3, and it will also give me an integer there. So I have to mess with this. It's either going to be 6 by 1 or 2 by 3. And this is looks a bit simpler. Okay, this is the difference of two squares, and this is a group. Okay, let's have a look at a group. So group, so for example, groups are known as common group factors. They would have something in common. Okay, and when they have something in common, you can simplify the equation and hopefully solve it. Right. For example, 8x squared minus 12x. Now what's the common factor there? X, it's in both of them. And also 4. So it's 4x. So you see it? I can take out the x and it go. But I can take out the x and it's going x by what is going to give me 8x squared, x by 8x. X by what is going to be by minus 12. Okay, but I can still reduce it. I can still divide this by 4. And it'll be 2, and I'll divide this by 3, or 4, again, the same most of it, and it's the same. It's the same function, except you've divided it across by 4. Right? Now, they get a bit larger then again, and for example, this is, that last question was 2013. Now this is question 3B, and it's 2012, and we're doing paper 1. And it's 4c squared. Okay, 4c squared minus 3d minus 2cd plus bc. Now, look, I'm looking at these factors here and I see c is in a couple of places here, you know. But because c is on its own, I'm going to bring these two c's together. Now it'll make, when you do plenty of these, you'll understand why, because I don't want to mix up a D with a C. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this, and it becomes 4c squared plus bc minus 3d minus 2cd. Now you can see already that there's a common factor. So you've got c here and you've got d here. Alright? Now the whole ball game is here to try and factorize in such a way that you will see that there's a common factor. Now that will become more apparent in later. So I'm going to look at this, and what am I going to do here? Right, so I'm going to take out the C, the 2C. Okay, I'm going to look at this. There's a CD there. I might try that one. So I'll take out the 2C. 2C. Let me see now. 2C. So I'm going to take out. Yeah, I think I'm going to take out 2. I'm going to take out C. Right, so C times what is 4C plus B. Okay, and I'm going to take out here. I'm going to take out D here, and I'm going to take out plus D. Okay, and it's I'm going to have D by what? By minus 2D. No, I'm going to have that plus minus 2D minus D by 3 minus 2C. Okay, now that's not looking too well. Let me see where I did that example. But I'm going to get back to this one. Let me see when you're 4c squared minus 2cd. Right, so I'm going to bring the, let me see now, 4c squared plus bc, we did that one, minus 3d minus 2cd. Okay, now this is just trial and error. So if I take out the c, it's going to be 4c plus b, and this doesn't give me 4c plus d, so it's not these ones. So it's we'll try the bc, we'll try the 2cb. I'm going to try the BC here. If I take them out again, I take out C. I take out 2C. 2C by 2C plus D. Okay, so you see that 2c by 2c is 2c is 4c squared. 2c by 2d is 2cd minus that BC doesn't look right. It's no wonder. It's 6c. It's thrown me. Okay, right. So it's 6c. So I'm taking out the common factor, which is 3, because 3 goes into it, and obviously, yeah, it's CD. It's 3c by d plus 2c. Excellent. Now, so you see that d plus 2c. So they're common. Alright, so now we can rewrite this. I'm sorry, I have to go back over again and rewrite this as, because they're common, I can bring them together. 2c minus 3c by d plus 2c. Okay, so they're the same. And they're the common factors. Right? That's okay, right? That was a bit of a struggle, but that's the way it happens. You know, something's thrown up and you have to off-fluted. And anyway, moving on. So that's groups. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, well, what are we moving on to next? Right. Right, quadratics question. Right, so that's groups now. We're back over to quadratic. I did some quadratic questions with you. I'm going to do 4B1. 4B2, and it's 2013, and it's paper 1. Okay, and it says we did this already. Right, there we go. Simplify this. 8x squared minus 12x all over 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. Now, 8x squared. What's the factors of 8x squared minus 12? When we take out the common factor, it's x, and 4 is a common factor, so it's 4x by x minus 3. 4x by minus 3 is minus 12x. 4x by x, 4x squared. Factorize the quadratic, and I know it's 2x. I'm looking at the minus factors, so it's 2x minus 3 by 2x minus 3. Okay. Now, this should be this is 4x by 2x, sorry, will give me 8x squared. Now see what's happening here. We've got 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3, they cancel, so you got the answer is 4x over 2x minus 3, and that's it simplified. So that whole thing has now become this, and so that's quadratic equations. There's nothing else here. No, we did the factors. We've done most of the factors. So we leave it at that. Now remember, do all those questions. Apologies for that group one. Maybe we'll pick another group one. AB plus BC plus AC plus C squared. Right, now what am I going to do here? Now I have to look at this. I've got B here and I've got B here. I've no B here, so I can take out the B and it becomes A plus C. I'll try that. They look like they're together already. So B times A plus C. This is true trial and error. Now I'm going to take out what's common here, C. And what's common? C by what will give me A? C by A. And C by what will give me C squared. Okay, so there's the common factors. A plus C, A plus C. Once I have that, I can rewrite that. B plus C times A plus C. Okay, so sorry for the confusion. That's great. Now, as I said before, do these questions. You do these questions, you become a hero. Thank you. Bye.